The walkover, Week 10, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Commanders. We are back. Pittsburgh Steelers football. It felt like forever. Felt like we took years off between games. We didn't. 2 weeks. Pittsburgh Steelers are back. A massive matchup that starts a brutal second half for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Commanders are a two-loss football team, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have a lot of similarities. A quarterback that is thriving, a passing game that is successful when it is successful, and I mean very successful when it is successful, but they also have their lapses, their struggles, their deficiencies, and they kind of mimic each other there as well, and that's what this one can come down to. We can talk expectations for Mike Williams and Preston Smith, but to be very honest with you, I don't expect either of them to have a massive game for the Steelers. Mike Williams might get 15 to 20 reps. Preston Smith is probably the same, and he most likely has more of an opportunity than Mike Williams does to really make an impact for the Steelers this week, but I don't anticipate either really being a star for the black and gold against the Commanders. What it comes down to is stopping Jayden Daniels and making this a one-dimensional game. And for the Commanders, it is stopping Najee Harris and making this a one-dimensional game. Both teams struggle stopping the run on defense. That is the biggest deficiency of both. And you look at the Commanders' third worst rushing defense in the NFL. Najee Harris is red hot, 3 back-to-back-to-back 100-yard games on the ground. If the Commanders stop him, you put all the pressure on Russell Wilson. Everybody is waiting for Russell Wilson has to go win a game for the Pittsburgh Steelers moment, just like they were waiting on it with Justin Fields. The only way to do that is to stop Najee Harris. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, on the other hand, gave up 145 rushing yards last week to a rookie with the Giants. That shows you that, yeah, Brian Robinson is out this week, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to face a lesser opponent in Austin Ekeler and a lesser opponent in Jeremy McNichols, old friend of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it doesn't matter because they've given up big games to others in the past that they probably should not have given up big games to. And it comes down to that. It's very simple. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers stop the running game before the Washington Commanders stop theirs? And that's what this could come down to in the end to win it all, is who has a better ground game defensively. The Steelers get Preston Smith, which is a bump, definitely a bump. But you are going to rely heavily on Isaiah Loudermilk. You are going to rely heavily on Keanu Benton and Alex Highsmith to come in here and be able to be the catalyst to slow everything down. Patrick Queen, Landon Roberts, that is who contributes in this game to tilt the odds in the Pittsburgh Steelers' favor. And they must, because at the end of the day, if you don't stop the running game, you now have a quarterback that is electric right now, that is quickly becoming the odds-on favorite to win Rookie of the Year, that is completely turning a franchise around, and you're going to give him the ability to hand the ball off and run as well. That's a lose-lose for the Steelers and only leads to disaster for Pittsburgh. You have to be able to stop the run. I know everybody wants to talk Jayden Daniels, and if you shut down Jayden Daniels, this is a big win, and you could roll to victory quite easily, and maybe that's the truth. But the Steelers' mindset is certainly going to be stopping Austin Ekeler, stopping Jeremy McNichols, and stopping Jayden Daniels' ability to run the football. If they do all of those things, you are really limiting them to a one-dimensional offense. And that's how you win football games in the NFL. Washington's going to try to do it against Pittsburgh. I think they have a much bigger challenge on their hands to do so. But still, this game, as crazy as it is, as much as everybody wants to talk Russell Wilson versus Jayden Daniels, it's Steelers' run defense versus Washington's run defense, and who can make this more of a one-dimensional football team. Week 10, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Commanders, should be a good one. Pittsburgh Steelers, they're looking to start hot and carry that momentum into the back half where things get brutal, but they should have plenty of opportunities to not just win football games, but move themselves up the ranks in the NFL in the AFC as they look for a playoff spot. Could decide a lot. I'm sure they have all of it on their minds. We'll see what happens. But it starts on the ground game, on defense. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers run defense hold up against the Commanders?